the truth about this place? What's the truth about the Gorge?
Me and my partner watched this movie last night, and we both agree this is the perfect Valentine's Day movie.
Woohoo!
Blends romance, action, sci-fi, and horror in a way that feels extremely fresh. Miles, Levi's line, "bury enough bodies and the graveyard runs out of room," is a powerful reflection of his guilt. Tell us a little bit more about Levi and his arc from hardened soldier to someone open to love and redemption.
Yeah, I love that line because burying it, to me, that's the internalization of it. But at some point, that it's gonna come out, and it's gonna come out in different ways. I think for Levi's profession, that's allowed him this outlet to where he can, as best he can, compartmentalize. And for this movie, when I was thinking about, and I really did feel for Levi's journey, is that I just felt like he was shrouded in such, whether it be guilt or loneliness, depravity. There's this longing for something else. And Drasa, she always presented kind of the light, and it peeks through it a little bit, but he's got to be open to that. And I just really appreciated that Levi was open to this, because in the beginning he's writing poetry to try to flush it out, but it's Drasa who makes him feel whole and makes him feel that he's not destined to be alone.
Absolutely. Now, Anya, Drasa is both a deadly assassin and a free spirit with strong bonds with her father. What else can you share about Drasa? And can you talk about tapping into those sides of the character?
I think that was the thing that first intrigued me about the character. I felt like for somebody whose world or deals in a very, in a lot of darkness, she's somebody who feels incredibly comfortable with who she is and has a very playful approach to life. She is somebody who, as Miles was just saying, brings a lot of light into any situation. And I was excited by the prospect of playing both of those dualities. I also just really fell in love with these two characters falling in love. And again, as Miles said, it made complete sense to me that these two different types of people would encourage such growth in each other and would be this sort of safe place for one another.
She has a punk rock dance montage that's on the cutting room floor.
Which we're pretty bummed about.
I was like, I saw that during production. I go, that is so cool. And then you watch the movie.
I bake a cake to Iggy Pop. It was the first thing that I did in this movie, and it was cool.
That's
cool.
Incredible. Now, Levi and Drasa's relationship starts as a long-distance connection. Do you think that their bond would have been as strong if they weren't forced to communicate from afar?
A hot take. I think Levi would have been a bit more closed off in this instance. I do think that the two of them are soulmates, and I do think eventually Drasa would have broken him down, but the absurdity of the setting kind of lended itself to doing things that you wouldn't usually do.
I don't think Levi's a big talker at a bar.
No, I think I would terrify you. I think if Drasa walked into a bar, Levi would be like, "Oh no!"
I love that. Scott Derrickson is fantastic at blending horror with deep character work. Can you talk about working with him as a collaborator? And did he push you in any unexpected ways as actors?
Well, yeah, with Scott, with his body of work, we knew that the suspenseful, tension-filled, absolutely any horror moments, we knew that he had that in spades, but I was really impressed by, when I met Scott, he's like, I'm making this because I want to make a love story.
Yeah.
And so once he said that, I felt like he would absolutely be able to kill this thing and nail it, which he did.
Honestly, that's what I love about the most of this movie. At its heart, it's a love story, which I fell in love with the characters as well. Anya, Scott Derrickson mentioned that you brought a surprise sense of fun and whimsy to Drasa. What was your favorite way to inject that lightness into such an intense story?
Ooh, I mean, I'm a very intuitive actor, and I find that my characters kind of tend to come up in a different way each time. And for her, she just felt like somebody who was performative by nature and always wanted to make the joke. It feels like she never really wants to stay in heaviness for too long, because I think she instinctively knows that if she does go there and stays there, then it's going to be very difficult to pull herself back out of it. And so she has an ability to code switch quite quickly. But her music taste gave me the biggest insight into who she was. We shared a lot of the same music taste. It was the music that I listened to when I was like 18. So I had a bunch of different playlists that just felt very Drasa, and a lot of those songs are actually in the movie.
Incredible. Well, look, this film is incredible. I can't recommend it enough. Everyone needs to see this movie on Valentine's Day. Thank you guys so much for your time.
Thank you.
This place is evil.